I am a very good friend of Harriet McNeil's. And Harriet McNeil, art professor at Indiana State, art historian. I think anybody she knew, she wanted to make sure they knew about the Swope. And so she brought me here, talked to me about various paintings. It was wonderful to go to museums with Harriet because it was like paintings would call to her and say, "Hi, old friend, where have you been?" And how she'd absolutely wonderful. One of the things that I'm proudest of is that when I first came on the board, I was probably in my early to mid-60s. Everybody on that board was about the age I was or older. There were very few young people on the board. The last meeting of the Board of Advisors I attended, more than half of the people there were young people. Now, true, what I describe as young has gotten older, but I think probably the average age on the Board of Managers now is maybe in the mid-40s. So I think it's just wonderful that we're getting so many young people involved in the board. That's certainly one of the things I'm proud of. And I'm proud of that because I was chair of the Nominations and Board Development Committee. When I first came on the board, the treasurer made the observation that the Swope was hemorrhaging money. Every meeting that I went to, there was a discussion about the financial problems the Swope was having. In the last few years, that fear of failure has been lessened more and more as a result of the generosity of any number of people. This is my favorite painting, largely because of the executive director who was chosen the first time that I chaired a search for an executive director. When Brian Wisenhunt came to Terre Haute to interview for the job, we walked through one of the galleries and he stopped. He was frozen. I thought something had happened. And I turned and I said, "Brian, are you all right?" Because he was just staring. He didn't say anything for a few seconds. And then he said, "I knew the Swope had an excellent collection, but I had no idea you had this." He said, "This painting has always been one of my favorites." Well, I knew the Swope had an excellent collection, but you know, we always think of the Grant Wood. We think of the Thomas Hart Benton. I hadn't thought of the Fairfield Porter as being one of the outstanding paintings of the 20th century. And there it was. Brian made me aware of it in ways that were really wonderful because we have so many hidden gems like that. That is hidden from those of us who don't know that much about art. And there it was, just right in front of my eyes. And so, of course, also when you go to an art museum with somebody like that, you're really seeing things with brand new eyes. They literally open your eyes because they're seeing things that, you took for granted, you just didn't bother to pay enough attention, you know, whatever. But that was the reason I chose this. Brian was an outstanding executive director, and he certainly demonstrated for us how widely known the excellence of the Swope collection is. In 5 years, I'm hoping that a fund that has been started in honor of the Carroll family will have reached fruition. The Carroll family has been intimately involved with the Swope almost since its inception. Marianne Carroll's mother, for example, was one of the founding members of the Alliance. Marianne herself was so generous, and I've often said that Anonymous was Marianne's middle name. There is a group of 5 women who are working together in the hope of raising some funds in honor of the Carroll family. We have begun to refer to ourselves as the MAC 5. And I've invited them to come here this evening because they are very much a part of this honor. And the 5 are Barbara Vogel, who has already received the award, Mickey Fox, Mary Ellen Adams, Julie Baszler. You know, whenever you say 5, you hope very much that you haven't left somebody out. So the 5th one is me. And we are devoted to making sure that the continuity of the Swope is maintained and that we remember the people on whose shoulders we stand. That starts, of course, with Sheldon Swope himself. There have been many people in between. Most recently, for me, are Marilyn Pendergast and Marianne Carroll, among many, many others. I've been a member of the Swope Board ever since this award was initiated. It is such an honor to be included in the group of people whose names are on the plaque. It's such an honor. It's overwhelming. It's also humbling because you know that what you have done in comparison to what you wish you had done is extremely modest. But I'm extremely grateful that you have overlooked the things that I wish I'd done that I did not do and have given me this wonderful award. Thank you so much.